Hey Dave, CJ here. Alright, we're going to go 2 on this, so let's see here. Alright, so we got you set up here. The first thing I really want you to notice, alright, as we go through this, so we really want to see this club go back along this line. Now, you're going to be a slicer of the ball, and I'm just going to show you this, okay? As the club goes back, it goes above that line, and then from here, obviously the length is pretty long, but as you come down, you're coming over the top. Okay, so when you kind of come through your ear or even outside your head, you're going to hit some pulls and slices and things like that. Now, first thing we're going to do to stop the slice is, let's see here, right here, we are going to make your grip stronger. So really it's this left hand here that we want to turn this hand on your grip here. I want to get this right hand turned a little bit more that way. This right hand should be a little bit more that way as well. If you look at this guy with his V, you can see how his right hand, now this is strong, this is outside his right shoulder, neutral will be right towards his right shoulder. If we look at yours, your V is pointed more towards your nose. So you're on the weak side. So that right there is going to cause a little bit more of the slice. And when that happens, where'd you go? There we go. So ultimately, what's going to happen is you are going to have to come over the top. Now, let's talk another reason why you're coming over the top. As you go back here, I want you to notice this left knee. As you swing back, you're going to see your left knee is actually, it never turns. Your belt buckle right here never turns. So unless you're more flexible than, let's say, Tiger, which I know is not going to happen, okay? If we look at Tiger here, you're going to see how his left knee sort of moves and it turns, okay? Let's find, let's see, who else we got here? Jimmy Walker from Face On. See how much his left knee and his belt buckle turn? So from address, you can see how much that left knee and that left knee starts pointing behind the ball, okay? Let's see, who else do we got around here? Let's find a couple other guys for you. Who else? We got someone, Freddie Couples. Let's see how much his left knee turns. That's a bad camera angle. Nick Price. So you can see how much his left knee, that's a good image for you. It's almost where he's picking up that left heel, but he's turning it in, and look at his belt buckle. That's a great image for you. A couple other things, and we're not really going to touch on this right now, but I want you to notice where your left shoulder is. Because you don't turn your hips, you're going to see how high your left shoulder is at this point. Look how much more down his shoulder is. I don't really want you to worry about that at this point. I don't want you to think about that, but when you look at this, I think we're going to be able to beat that by going with the left knee turning. So when you get your left shoulder this way, you can see how much you've just stood up out of the shot, or stood up through the shot. So you were bent over, now you're just standing up, okay, and then that's going to help when you kind of, or make you throw it over the top. So Dave, what we need to do here is a couple things, all right? Very simple. So I want to start off very small, and I want you to send your swing to me. Now that we've got everything, we've got some things figured out, I want first, number one, I want both hands turned a little bit to the right. That will immediately get rid of that slice. Now, you're still going to be coming over the top, and so you might hit some pulls, and that won't make you happy. So instead of you starting at left side of the fairway and cutting it, you're starting at left and drawing it or hitting it straight. So what we've got to do is we've got to focus on this left knee pointing behind the ball. Let your belly button or your belt buckle turn on the way back. So you're not that flexible enough, and so that's why you're having to stand up. But if you allow that belt buckle to turn, that will help. I want you to work on this. Call me. I think you have my cell phone. Call me if you have any problems, and or send me an email, or if you have any questions. And I want you to see. I want to see your swing in a week. I want you to work on this for a few days. Really see the turning, and then just send your swing to me, and we'll look.
Hi, my name is CJ Goecks, and we're going to do the pivot drill. This is a little spiel or a little different twist on this, and this is to learn the proper body motion in golf. A lot of times people have a tendency to sway, or they just really don't know how the body should work in the golf swing. What we're going to do is we're just going to take our proper setup for a 5-iron, drop the club, and put your hands on your right hip. If you can simply from here turn over your right shoulder and look at something behind you, you'll notice how my right hip turns. You'll notice that my weight gets loaded into my right side. This is the key if you want to create long, powerful shots. You need to have the body load up properly and then obviously through. You can simply do this where you wind up looking at the ball and go through with your knees touching. That is the proper body motion, and the body motion is the engine to your golf swing. If you can learn that motion, you will be hitting shots a lot more consistent and farther.